Welcome everyone. My name is Jamelle McDade and thank you for tuning in and following me on this journey. I decided to do this channel because I want to take you guys along the journey of becoming mayor. Hopefully you guys will enjoy all of the content and get to know me a little bit better and get to see how my life is and understand that I am actually just like you all. I'm Jamelle McDade and I am from Tuskegee in the Macon County area. Now the reason why I say Macon County is because I grew up in Tuskegee, but I also grew up in Shorter and Tysonville, and I've pretty much gone to almost every school in Macon County. My family is deeply rooted in this community. My mom is Morris and Amelia Taylor. They're from the Shorter area. I have two older siblings and a host of god siblings because my mom had a tendency to kind of like take kids in, friends, nieces, nephews, and so on and so forth. We've always had a house full of people, so everyone always called them mom or dad. So a lot of people know me, and they know me as Muffin. And Muffin is the nickname that my grandmother gave me, but I still have it as an adult. I decided to put my hat in the race because I personally have never witnessed the golden days or these wonderful things that our elders talk about. I've never seen that. We didn't have a lot of these programs or parks or, you know, things, stores, shops. We didn't have any of that when I was growing up. So a lot of the things that they discussed had dissipated, you know. I moved away because we were raised and educated in our community with the take flight mentality. Get your education and go where there is opportunity, and that's what I did. It was no opportunity here for me or other people in my class or people that I've grown up with that maybe was a year older than me or a year younger than me. A lot of my peers, they had the same mentality, and that's what they did. They left. But as I traveled and saw different things in older towns and how they've been revitalized, and I'm like, we can have that. That would be nice here. And maybe I need to go back home, and if I'm tired of it looking that way, maybe I need to be the change that I want to see. If we continue to say we need young people, young people, young people, maybe I need to be that voice for the young people to be able to step up and assist in this journey with moving this community forward and having all of these things and better in 2020. So of course a lot has gone into this process, a lot of prayer, a lot of family meetings with my siblings, because we knew what we were up against. And ultimately we really just want to change this place, and we want to change the outside perspective of this area because we don't have a really good reputation to the outside. So I want to change that, because at the end of the day, this will always be home, no matter where I live, no matter where I go. And people ask me where I'm from, I'm going to always say Tuskegee, because I spend the majority of my life in Tuskegee, even though I lived in other places. So this will always be home. And I figure if you want home to be better, then you need to put your best foot forward to make sure home is better. And honestly speaking, I feel like the time is now. I feel like if we don't do it now, then it will not happen. I feel that we may lose this place if all of us at some particular point in time don't come together. So my thing is, organize my people. As you have not noticed, I am a community organizer. At least I try to be. I try to get people engaged to care about this place just as much as I do. And we can go far with that mentality. So I want to organize our people to be able to work together, to say a vision that they want. It can't be something that Jamelle wants. It has to be something that is going to work for all of us. And let's move this place. Let's start over if we have to. And I'm asking everybody to join this new wave that we're on. I have a degree in, actually I have 3, and I'll tell you how I actually accommodated those things. When I graduated from high school, like I said, take flight. I'm going to get as far away from this place and as far away from these people as I possibly can. And, but I decided to go to Montgomery, and I went to a 2-year university at the time. Well, it was 4-year college, but I picked a 2-year degree, and it was an associate's degree in legal studies. My whole outlook on life was I am finished with school. I'm ready to just start working and start my life. Well, I worked in legal field for a while. I worked in magistrate court. I worked as a practicing paralegal. I did some legal internships and things like that. And in that particular journey, you know, became a notary. I worked for the circuit clerk office and the traffic division. So I did a lot in my legal background. I stopped working in magistrate court because I was evicting people out of their homes, and I did not like that because the people, they weren't seen as people, they were seen as numbers. And how many numbers can you process in a day? And that kind of affected me a little bit. So I moved back home to return to school to get my bachelor's degree. And I tell everybody that I got the next 2 degrees by accident. And when people say, how did you get that by accident? I was one of those college students, even though I had some experience working in the legal field and I had a degree, every time I would apply for a job, they would tell me I didn't have enough education, although I had the experience. So it did not matter that I had a legal degree along with the working experience. It was still, you did not have enough education. So I went back to school and I received my bachelor's in business administration. And I, of course, worked my way through college, worked on several government contracts, and still, I wanted something that was a little bit more stable because contracts, when they're over, you know, you're back to searching for another job and you're trying to find things with benefits. And it was door closed after door closed. That same, you know, grind that you go through as a recent grad and being young and trying to get your foot in the race and just land on solid ground to get your career started. Like I said, I'm just like you all. I've gone through that process of just trying things. And it was, oh yeah, we see that you have an associate's and a bachelor's. Yeah, we see that you've been working, but to do this job, you need a master's. Regardless of the experience that I had, regardless of all the certification classes and things that I've gone through, I still was plagued with, you don't have enough education. So finally, I said, you know what? I'm just going to get my master's. I returned back to Faulkner University, which is my alma mater, for my bachelor's and my master's. And I received my Master's of Science in Management. And from that point, I landed a job as the membership specialist for the Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated National Office. I worked on the general contracting process for the Tuskegee Airmen landscaping part of the National Park Service. I ended up landing a job as a trainer and document control and process control coordinator, as I do today, for SIO2 Material Science in Auburn. And as I said, I do a lot of training and teaching people. But along that process, I received several certifications. I've attended Auburn University to receive my certification, one of my many certifications in economic development. And we have to continue that process until we get all the way. I think we have to go through, what's the organization after you finish GEDI? It's another institution that you have to go through to be able to get those final letters behind your name for the development. So I'm economic development trained. I'm still working on the letters. I received leadership training level 1, 2, and 3 from AIDT. So for the people that don't know about AIDT, it is Alabama Industrial Development Training Facility. And they do training for workforce development throughout the whole state. So I have to take those certifications, especially with my job, because we have to make sure that we're looking for bodies that can work and that can be trained, skilled workers, and we have to attend meetings to discuss the needs of each organization. So I'm really big on getting people to collaborate, not just in the community, but with companies. When you build those relationships and partnerships, you realize the needs of each other and how you can help one another to be able to be the best company you can. So there's nothing wrong with a little friendly competition. Also, throughout this journey, I'm a tax preparer. I've had a tax company for a very long time, and I go through my training with Auburn University every year to get my 15 credit hours of continuing education. And also I have a certification in internal auditing that allow me to audit various departments and make decisions about what we need to do and what we're lacking when it comes to different processes and workflows and money and all of those other good, fabulous things. When it comes to internal auditing. And the thing with internal auditing is you're not a problem solver, you are a problem finder. And just a quick story about that, I actually had the instructor to tell me while I was in the class. He pulled me to the side and he said, "Miss McDade, I am afraid that you are not going to pass this class." And I asked him why. He said, "It seems like everyone in the class come to you for the solution, and being an auditor is not you finding the solution, it's you finding the problem and not being able to fix it and just wait on management or the other team to fix the problem. You just issue the corrective action and they solve the problem." But I proved him wrong, guys. I passed. I pinpoint only the problems. It was hard to do because I am a problem solver. So although I pinpointed the problem, in my mind, I was still trying to fix it. I said, "No, you're going on too much with trying to answer the question. Just find the problem and be done with it." So that's the interesting thing about being an internal auditor. And that's one of the challenging things when you can audit a system, but you can't tell them what the solution is. You have to wait on them to fix it once you give them the problems. For those of you who want to know if I'm back, I'm back. I'm here. I've been here almost 2 years. So no fear, Jamelle is here. And I'm a resident. And I'm within the city limits, so have no fear. We really need you all involved. Like, seriously. If we don't get involved, it's not going to happen. I cannot do it by myself. I need everyone. I need the elders. I need the youth. But if you have a complaint, if we can work together to fix a problem, let's do that. For a long time, I was one of the only youngsters. It was maybe 2 of us that was in my age group that was showing up to all of these meetings and asking these questions and giving these suggestions and why are we like this, even though I did not live here. Like I said, this will always be home So I was always here. I did a back to school drive here, and I placed it in front of one of the small businesses so I can get my people to start going in there and patroning the business as well as picking up school supplies. We have to do this together. If there are things that you want, they're not going to get done with you sitting idly by. You have got to participate. You have got to use your voice. That is why you have it. This is a government that is for and by the people. If you don't like it, then you have to change it. But you have to stand up and not let one or two or one organization, the young people, be the only ones in the room. We all have to pull our weight at some particular point. You know, we have a lot of problems. We don't need people to continue to point out our problems. We know that. We want to come up with solutions to make it better. We want to pick up where we're at and move forward if we can. And it's going to take all of us to be able to do that. When I say all of us, every last one of us. It's no big I's and little U's. We're all in this ship together, and we have to fix it together. We have to own our stuff. We have to not be afraid to tell people when they're messing up. We have a couple people that are doing it right now, and I'm just waiting to be able to tell them what they're doing. We don't want to publicly shame anyone. We don't want to run this campaign on negativity and mudslinging and all of that. We want to be able to do this on a positive note. We want to be able to move forward positively, because we have a lot of negative already working against us. We don't need anything extra. We really, really don't. So my overall goal in this journey, when I talk about a new wave, I talk about new beginnings. I talk about a new perception of Tuskegee. I talk about rebranding ourselves. I talk about getting our house in order. And what I mean getting our house in order internally. Those are not the pretty things that everyone wants to talk about, internal processes and things like that. And I get it, and that's fine. They just want the outcome of everything that we're putting in. So it's going to take all of us. It's going to take creating task force, because one person don't know everything. We're really, really, really going to have to work together. It's really going to have to be a collaborative effort to move forward. So that's what I mean by joining the new wave. Out with the old, doing things the same old, and business as usual, or this person used to do it this way. That's what's got us in this situation right now. So we want to focus on what can get us out the situation, and how can we move forward, and how can we work together to progress. That's what I'm gonna get serious for a second, because when I talk about this area and moving it forward, it is really, really dear to me. And I'm trying really hard now that I've reset myself not to be emotional. But this is my home. This is you all's home. This is our home, and we need to treat it better. And we have got to do this, guys. And when I say I'm asking for your support, I'm not asking for your support just as a vote. I'm asking your support because when I want to give up, I need someone to lift me up and say, okay, Jamelle, you have got to keep going, because we need you and you need us. And that's how we're going to be able to move this forward. This is not me just running a journey on my own and running for mayor for my own sake, or to say that this is just another notch in my belt or a career step. This is not for that. This is literally not just standing on the shoulders of our ancestors here, but standing on you all's shoulders to say, when I need that extra push, I need you guys to say, you can't get tired. Now we're almost there. This is not going to be a sprint. This is going to be, in the words of Nipsey Hussle, the marathon, and it must continue. This is not going to be an overnight process. This is going to be an ongoing journey. We have 40 plus years of things to clean up to move this place forward. So I'm asking, when I say support, I'm asking you guys to be my wings to help me keep going. Be that energy to help me keep going, because I'm going to need that. My team is going to need that. We are all going to need this, because we are fighting against forces that we've never even seen before, and things may not go the way that we want it to go. And I also ask for your vote while I'm asking for your support when you go out to these polls. But whatever it is that you need, feel free to email me. Feel free to contact me in any way that you can, and I promise that I will try to answer your questions. I'm not opposed to not answering the people question, because here again, if I don't know what your concerns are, I don't know how to come up with the solution to fix the problem, or ask around and work with a team or develop a team to fix the problem. So with that being said, I thank you guys for tuning in and listening to me, and I can't wait to do this again. And like I said, I ask for your support, and I ask for your vote in this journey, and see you at the polls on August the 25th.